What's up, wrestling fans? We're back with another episode of the Heelcast. Joining me tonight is Goldberg. Goldberg, what's going on?
What's up, Pearl? It's been I don't know, like a month since we've maybe even longer. I mean, you've done a show?
Yeah, I couldn't make the last two, unfortunately, but they were pretty heavy AEW shows. So
yeah, you were missed. I had a shoulder the load of bashing AEW, and I needed some backup.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. These NBA playoffs are taking up a lot of my time lately. So
rightfully so.
Yes, exactly, for good reason. So just want to do one plug. I'm going to do Wrestling with Wrestling, Andre Corbeil. Check him out. Big supporter of the Heelcast. But other than that, not too much. So let's start with the news. We don't have a lot of news, unfortunately. There's really not much going on right now in wrestling. So, but we'll do our best. So let's start off with Samoa Joe re-signing with WWE, but specifically going to the NXT brand. I'll start this off because I got a lot to say about this one. I'm really, really disappointed. I really thought Samoa Joe would be one of the surprise entrants back in Impact Wrestling at Slammiversary, but not to be as he signs with NXT. So I honestly don't understand this move for him. Like, I get he was respected in NXT, and I get Triple H really wanted him there, but it's like, well, what's the point? Like, if you're in WWE, why would you just want to be in NXT? I don't really think I think it was a bad move for him. I think he could have done better things in different companies. What's your take?
No, I completely agree with you. I always look at NXT. I mean, it's the third string show. Why would anybody want to solely be on that show? I don't get, unless the payday's big enough. I guess payday must be big enough. But I'm starting to think, Curls, that Impact, as we knew it, signing big guys, I think those days may be over. And I think the best that they're going to get now is a guy like W. Morrissey, who comes in, shows kind of showing that he can get back in the ring and he's still got it. And then he may move on. And I think Impact or TNA, I guess as we knew it, I'm kind of like really down on right now. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, Joe's a big name, but he's not that big of a name to where I thought it was that far of a stretch. Like, I kind of put him a little above Eric Young.
But the days of signing monstrous free agents.
Oh yeah, we're not going to get the big ones. Yeah,
we're not getting Kurt Angle anymore.
I mean, we're not getting like Andrade. Well, they almost got Andrade if you listen to the report.
Is he so big? Big deal. What?
No, but he's
Flair.
No, those guys don't exist anymore, though.
They don't. You're right.
And so you're not, unless you get like a Roman Reigns, maybe. But
you're right.
I'm just kind of thinking of like the free agents that are, going out there and they're just huge. You can't miss. Like Daniel Bryan right now is like the hottest one.
Yeah. And I guess Daniel Bryan, you got to say to yourself, how many guys right now in wrestling could make you turn the channel? If they appeared on another show.
If Daniel Bryan showed up on a different show besides WWE, I'd probably tune in.
I would tune in for his debut, but is he a guy that
would it be enough to hook you?
No,
probably not.
Not me.
But the other thing is, a lot of these guys are suffering from bad creative, and that's
true. That is
true. If they had better creative, you would be able to hook in viewers just by the stories alone.
But you know what? We might be the wrong people to ask, because I'll tell you right now, if Impact made an announcement tonight that Scott Steiner's coming back next week, I'm going to be the first guy on putting the TV on. So.
Are you serious?
Yeah, why not?
You're not No, I mean, you're not. Oh, wait, you're not actually saying Steiner's coming back.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you see. So you.
I just proved the point. A guy who
did.
Way past his prime gets me more excited than any.
Exactly.
But oh man, that's a shame. Yeah, there isn't that guy that just hooks you and can just casual viewers, like even Scott Steiner can get like that one promo he did. Like that's just got
Yeah.
so much mainstream
Right.
marketability all over, and you just don't get that anymore. It's sad. Like there's some guys that I think could get there, but they're just not, the creative does not see it.
Well, the proof is in the pudding too, because if you think about it, they just took AEW's biggest star, and I'm putting that in quotations because I do not believe he's the biggest star, but Kenny Omega has been on Impact now and had their title, and what has it really done for them? How many people are
Well,
tuning in?
to be fair, here's where I'm going to do two things here. I'm going to say he did give them one of their biggest buy rates. However, those are just AEW fans buying it just to see Omega. They're not casual fans, like what Impact used to get when they had, Sting, Nash, Booker T, Steiner. That's not the fan that they're getting. They're just getting those AEW guys that,
You just
still
named
watch
the main event mafia.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But
All-time theme music, by the way.
I think that if I had, all right, you just gave me a great topic for the Hurl's Hot Corner later tonight. But
that is, TNA has had some great themes, but I'll save that if that's what you're going to
yes,
bring up later.
Where I'm going. That's where I'm going later.
They have had.
I'll give you some time to think of that.
Tremendous themes over the years.
Yes, they have. Yeah. But yeah, just disappointing. Samoa Joe signing with NXT. He's mailing it in. Then he just doesn't care. He just wants money.
I guess so.
So whatever. I mean, it is what it is. So since we're kind of like lacking news tonight, I mean, okay, I guess I could bring up Brock Lesnar possibly coming back to WWE. Do you care? I don't.
No. I expect that will happen eventually. So no, don't care.
I mean, Lesnar comes probably back as a face now because Heyman's with Roman Reigns. So I'm guessing that's probably how they're going to.
Eventually, those two are going to go at it. And yeah.
Well, Bobby Lashley, they have to do Lashley versus Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is a guy who will never, ever, ever go to another company. So.
Right. I don't think he'll go to AEW. There was a rumor, though, that he was talking with AEW at one point.
Yeah, there's no way. He is Vince McMahon's boy. There's no way.
Yeah, Lesnar has to be pushed a certain way for him to ever agree to show up, and AEW will make him lose the Jungle Boy. So
exactly. There's only a few guys that Brock Lesnar will agree to lose to, and probably Roman Reigns is one of them. Goldberg was one of them, and I can't think of any others. And this is a good example of why, though, WWE still has more brains than AEW. And I know our co-hosts are going to fucking bash me for this, but there's a specific example that sticks out as to why WWE still has a professionalism about them that AEW doesn't. And we were just talking about Brock Lesnar. Do you remember when he got in the ring with Kofi Kingston?
Yes.
How long did Kofi last?
Not long at all. I think he got destroyed.
He tried to jump into Lesnar, and he immediately took an F5 for the pin. He lasted about 7 seconds. That's realistic.
Well, who did Kofi win the title from, though?
Who the fuck knows? That's stupid. Good point. That is stupid.
Did he beat Brock? Didn't he beat Brock? But then okay.
No way.
Okay.
No way. And I bet you Brock said the only way I'm getting in the ring with him is if I beat him in 5 seconds.
Probably, because he does have creative control like that.
Yeah. Well, he agreed to lose the match to Goldberg. That shocking loss to Goldberg. That was his idea. So.
Well, he fought Styles. I think he beat Styles. He may have lost to Daniel. He did lose to Daniel Bryan, I think.
But he knows
might have been the only
he
one
should be in the ring with for more than 5 minutes, and squashing Kofi is to me what should be done there. And I know people didn't like it because the wrestling nerds didn't like it, but that's how it should be. Like, there's no way these cruiserweights should be hanging with heavyweights. It shouldn't be happening. Rich Swann.
But once again, we're in the era of everybody gets a title.
Well,
everybody gets a gold medal.
I am not joining this era. I refuse.
No, I agree. Not everybody can be a world champion, and it's no disrespect. There's nothing wrong with just being a mid-carder, Back in the 90s or 80s, you were lucky to just get a mid card.
Plenty of solid mid cards.
And how many people tuned into that? I mean, tons of people.
Millions.
Yeah, I mean, just like, do we
for
want
the millions around the world?
Do we want to just cater to the niche, or do we want to actually expand and and make more money off of that?
Wants to cater to the niche.
Yeah, they do. They do. The fact that they're putting certain guys in main event spots, that would be like WCW putting like Perry Saturn.
Oh my
no offense
God,
to Perry Saturn.
No, that is crazy that you just mentioned his name. When we were just talking about mid-carders 5 seconds ago, I was going to say Perry Saturn just popped into my head. I was going to say Perry Saturn was a legitimate threat. He was a guaranteed mid-carder. We knew he'd never get above that. But the guy had a build, and he was a solid mid-carder.
He's a very good worker. I love the feud with Raven. I love the feud with Canyon. I mean, Perry Saturn was great, and he served a purpose. I mean, I don't know.
What a coincidence. I was just about to mention him.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of all the wrestlers, that kind of knew maybe they thought they were bigger than they were, but, for leaving to WWE at some point. But still, I just think not everybody can be a world champion,
Right.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you do have some unfortunate news about Paul Orndorff, though. Why don't you kind of break that?
Well, yeah, I mean, just his son, I guess, posted a video on YouTube of how his father's doing and not so well. And I guess he's going through dementia or Alzheimer's, some sort of case. And I think I read in an article that he was actually in that case against WWE about a bunch of those wrestlers. Remember when they were suing WWE for?
Yes.
I don't. What was specifically? I don't remember what they were suing.
Oh, for, I think it had to do with concussions and
head trauma. I think
head trauma. Yeah. There's
so he was in that case. So he may be getting the effects. I know he is old, so maybe it's old age, but he's not doing well, and he does not remember anything about his career. So best wishes to him. That sucks.
It's and it hit us all kind of by surprise because there really wasn't any reports on his health. Like you mentioned it earlier before we started the show that he did show up on the Hulk Hogan's birthday, and that was probably
going back now. What I mean, how far are we going back now?
I want to say that was probably like 2014, 2015.
Yeah, so
around there. So
6, 7. But then Hannibal actually interviewed him about a year or two ago, and he was all there. So I guess it comes on pretty quick.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, appreciate them while they're here because you just never know when they could go. So I heard good things about Dark Side of the Ring China episode. I haven't seen it yet, but I've been hearing good things. Not either. I heard it was really, really, really sad, is what I've been told. So definitely gonna binge watch those, and maybe we can discuss it at a different time. But
yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, I gotta catch season 3. I've seen all 1 and 2, but yeah. Yeah. So I guess to kind of wrap up the news because we don't have a lot. I got 2 things left. One, have you been impressed with any of these new AEW guys that they've signed?
Oh,
well, has Andrade done anything?
No.
Has Christian done anything?
Yeah, he lost to Jungle Boy in a battle royal.
That's pathetic.
And now he's feuding with Matt Hardy. Been there, seen that.
Oh wow, that's original.
Boring.
Oh gosh, Matt. Oh jeez. That's another guy that should have just went to Impact.
To me, he's annoying at this point. Matt Hardy. His character's annoying. It's just annoying. It's like it's almost like Tom. Just get off my screen already. I've just had enough of him.
He went back to the big money Matt character, right? I mean,
but it's just not. Nothing in AEW feels real to me. It feels like a bunch of guys dressing up as wrestlers, cosplaying. It just doesn't feel real. Nothing. None of these feuds. Kenny Omega's group. I'm not. I don't know. Like when the NWO was around, and I hate to keep bringing up '90s because I know we've moved on from this, but did you not didn't it feel real? And didn't it feel like
you don't even have to go to the 90s. You can go back to late 2000s TNA. There was a lot of good stuff we saw there that I thought was like real.
But even if we know me and you, we love TNA, we love WCW. So I could even give a WWE example of something that was like when the Shield first came on, they were a legitimate threat. The three of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
yeah.
I'm not saying I was the biggest fan of them, but they were a
Right.
legitimate threat coming in and kicking ass. Like to have a group. This is a comedy show. This whole show is comedy. Kenny Omega, the Bucks, they dress up like idiots. They make jokes. Callis makes his stupid jokes. They run away from guys like Jungle Boy. They're scared of a guy who weighs 140 pounds. This is not a legitimate wrestling company. Nothing about it is legitimate. Nothing.
What about gosh, where was I gonna go? Yeah, you're right. Like they have all the tools, but yet there's no substance behind it. So if
They
there's no
have the
substance.
roster. They have
Yeah.
the roster. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, I agree. There's a reason why the Young Bucks were not pushed in TNA. Not saying they weren't talented, but like when you are going up against real men, there's a difference. You know what I mean? And
Here's the big saying with the Young Bucks now. You've seen one of their matches, you've seen them all. That's the same. Every single match is the same. One guy jumps in, they're both in the ring at the same time, they're flipping, they're diving, they're kicking people. The same fucking match every time.
man, there's just so much they could do so much better. I don't buy the inner circle, and that's the faction that they wanted to, put all their eggs in a basket over.
How Hurls, how could you buy a feud between two groups that were announced one week? They shocked us with MJF putting his group together, which had potential because they have a real tag team in it. What's their name?
Yeah, and that makes a little more sense. The Pinnacle.
Okay, so yes, yeah, that's their group
Or
name.
FTR.
But FTR.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're a legitimate threat tag team. But
Yep.
my problem is, you put this group together, and it was a nice swerve, and then the very next week, they were all getting their heads flushed down the toilet. Like, what? How are we supposed to take you seriously now?
I honestly don't know, but if I can't buy into the first group that they created, well, I'm not going to buy into a feud. It's just.
And they did the feud backwards. First they had a War Games match. Then they had a Stadium Stampede match. That should be the end of it. The War Games is the last match of the feud. If for anyone that doesn't know, that's the blow off.
Yes.
First,
yes.
they start with the War Games.
Yes.
Then they go to Stadium Stampede, and now they're each fighting each other individually. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Gosh, it baffles me. It really truly baffles me.
There is not one wrestler, and I hate to say it, I'm including Sting, who I'm invested in this company. Not one. Don't care about anybody on this roster.
I don't want to watch anything involving Cody Rhodes. That guy's just become a pompous ass.
Horrible.
Just like, dude, just shut up already. You're not Jeff. You're not even Jeff Jarrett. Like,
nothing.
Give me a break.
Not even
like
close.
Jeff Jarrett at least got real heel heat when he was going against AJ Styles. And Cody Rhodes, give me a break, man.
Do you remember Jeff Jarrett winning that King of the Mountain match when Earl Hebner pushed the ladder over?
Yes, I do.
Yep. And do you remember the crowd's reaction to that?
They were
throwing
pissed.
bottles at him. They were throwing trash at him like NWO days. They were throwing shit at him, booing. Hebner had been escorted out of the arena. That is heat. That's heat.
They don't know.
Get that.
You
can't get that anymore.
There's I know it's all lost art, man. They forgot the basics. All these guys can do these, athletic moves, but yet they forgot the one thing that reason why people
do gymnastics. They should go to the Olympics.
They forgot how to freaking work a crowd and how to make it believable.
Yep, it's not believable at all.
There's oh man, we sound like broken records every week, but
it's I know. True. I hate to keep saying it, but they suck.
But when you were going about the Shield, I was going to say the Wyatt family. I actually thought they were pretty good until Bray kind of started losing a lot. But they had a great aura about them that that you could believe in. Like these guys were some backwoods guys, and
they were backwoods guys. And look at the three of them. Look who they were.
They were great, man. Those promos they did.
Yeah.
I haven't seen AEW even do something like that.
No, they've done nothing.
I mean, it's just
comedy. It's all
like
comedy.
I can give I can give like examples of TNA stuff that, you know, really what was just amazing. Like some of the stuff they've done in the past, like
Well,
Team 3D Funeral, like that's good comedy. Okay.
sure.
That was great.
There's
Planet
room for
Jarrett was a good
comedy.
faction. Main
Yeah.
Event Mafia was good. Like when they were trying to take over and the front line came out, you know, there was, you remember the Impact episode when they had that like riot throughout the whole, it was like a 30-minute riot where all these factions were, I think like the British Invasion were in there. And
See, but these were solid factions who were built up properly. Even the
yep,
British
yep,
Invasion was
they
a
were good.
solid faction
It
that
was
that when they
believable.
first debuted, they were beating people every week. I mean, they were a legitimate faction, and they had good guys in the group. If you go back and
Hmm.
look at who was in that group, they were solid guys. Like
And then later they think they joined the World Elite, but that they were, it all made sense. Ugh.
TNA was so much better than AEW will ever be. It's not even
Oh
close.
my gosh,
And the
it's,
fact that if TNA had a TNT deal back then, who the hell knows what would have happened?
you know, the problem with, the funny thing is you got Joey Janela complaining about AEW botches, but if anybody had a legit excuse about the abuse that they took, that would have been TNA back in that time,
I
because the
know,
WWE marks at that time didn't want
I
any
know,
company to succeed
I know.
besides WWE, and they were just, TNA was maybe just too, they were too early. If
TNA, they knew how to make it
but
believable because if do you remember the Monsters Ball matches, the original Monsters
oh
Ball
my
matches
gosh, they
were
were so
they
good.
had
Where they
to
locked them,
they had to,
locked them in
they
a
had to be
room.
locked in a room for
Yes,
24 hours before the match,
yes.
and you really think Abyss was locked in that fucking room and
Monty,
Raven, yeah, and
yes,
Monty Brown,
Monty Brown's
yeah,
cutting some of the greatest promos of
yeah,
all time. Abyss,
it,
no
that
more constipation
yeah.
problems. Yes,
That
dude, it
stuff was
was.
believable, man. And
Oh
Raven
my
was, I mean,
gosh.
Raven's a character,
Well,
we know that, but
Raven could, yeah. I
he
mean,
didn't
that
get
was,
he didn't get what he should have in WCW, and then he got it in TNA.
they hyped that Monsters Ball match so well,
Tremendous.
that first one, and I mean, it was so believable. You had these three just terrifying men, and then they put like that like night vision camera on them in the
Yeah,
back
right,
when they're cutting
right.
pro. It was just, oh,
It
so
was
good,
great.
so
Whoever's
good,
behind that, great job.
so good. That first pay-per-view was just amazing. Like, I know it wasn't the greatest TNA pay-per-view of all time, but you had everything. You had Scott Hall, Nash, you had Jeff
So
Hardy
good.
there.
The
Man,
last good time in wrestling to me. So good. God, I could
TNA
rewatch
was
those
so good.
anytime. Anytime I
So
could
good. And
rewatch those.
it's people want, and I remember they were bitching because, you know, they didn't like how it was the old Attitude Era booking, but this new booking fucking sucks. And I don't like, you
Terrible.
know, I don't drop a lot of F-bombs, but when I get heated about it, you know, I'm just upset because it could be so much better than it is.
Could be. Listen, AEW, we should actually take some time and do one show about how AEW should be booked because I guarantee you we could come up with something better than what they're doing. And there are guys who they have that could be in the main event spot and are not. And they
Um,
have the roster for it. They don't have the creative for it.
no, they don't have any creative. That's the problem. Here's one way that you could fix AEW right now. Get rid of these factions. That's
Of,
one that
of
these
course.
factions are meaningless. None of them are good.
Of course. Of course.
None of them are good.
Because but even you don't have to have also your biggest names like your hugest names being the heavyweight champion because like if you think back to those TNA days also is like they had tremendous tag team division at the time like an unbelievable tag team division and
Here,
though they were not the main eventers and then you had a main event of like a triple threat like heavyweight championship match with like okay you had like Raven could be involved in it and like okay yeah at some point they had all those ex WCW guys but they went through a phase where like early on it wasn't like the biggest name guys like Ron the Truth Killings was not the biggest name at the time
no, no,
and they put
no.
him in heavyweight matches like this is right now AEW should have a triple threat for the title between the three toughest guys in the company and it should be Miro if he was booked properly
Yes, yes.
it should be Brian Cage if he was booked properly and it should
Yeah.
be who's the third guy Lance Archer should be the
Brian
third guy
Cage needs to stop the flip stuff, though.
well
Like he should just only pull that stuff out once in a while. Like it
Sure.
you're a big dude. You don't need to do that stuff. Like it's cool you can do that, but you know what I mean? Like he just needs to stick to the
Lance
power.
Archer or Lance Hoyt, whatever you want to call him, is also a guy he's a he's a huge guy. Like I don't know. Like you know what's funny? Back then in TNA, did Lance Hoyt seem? Yeah, I know he was tall, but did he stick out that much of like being a monster?
No, he
No.
looked more like Test.
Right. He didn't. He didn't
Mm-hmm.
see in this company. He's the biggest fucking guy that you've ever seen.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean Hoyt. There was so much competition though. It's like Hoyt, he
I
just
know
didn't
there was
stand out.
competition.
Yep.
Same thing with Jake Hager when he was Jack Swagger. Was he that big?
Oh
He blended
no,
right in.
no. I honestly can't. In terms of booking, I can't name one AEW faction that's better than any faction in WWE or Impact right now. Impact's only got one faction for the most part. And I loved how they started. I love the whole Violent by Design stuff. I think they've done, great job actually having a purpose, and those Eric Young promos are pretty solid.
Well,
Hurt Business
TNA
is actually,
Impact's always been good at building groups. They've always been
yes,
good at that.
yes.
So
Like where it makes sense. You know what I mean?
they know how to
So,
properly make a group a threat,
yep.
and AEW doesn't. I'm not. Don't care about Pinnacle. Don't care about Inner Circle. Don't care about
No.
Omega's clowns. They've made me hate the Good Brothers, who I liked originally. Now I don't like them.
Yeah.
So it's just they've turned me off completely. Every single person's in a stable. Give me a break.
Everyone. I know. It's just why? Oh my gosh. Terrible. I mean, I'm sure you're getting these AEW fans are listening to us and they're going to disagree, and that's fine. But I think it could be a generational thing too. It's possible because, like, okay, if somebody said, "Oh, 70s wrestling was better," yeah, maybe we would have an issue with that. But the number, as Scott Steiner says, the numbers don't lie.
Right.
The
They don't lie.
numbers don't lie.
There's a reason these guys in the '90s were doing sevens.
Yep.
They were getting 7 million viewers.
And you know what I hate about AEW though, and it's a lot of the stuff that they do off screen. Their smug attitude, like they're just not like they go. Okay, Jim Cornette. I'm not the biggest fan of the guy, but he does have some legit points when he brings
He
up
does.
wrestling.
He does.
Vince Russo, hate him or love him or hate him, the guy has a lot of legit points.
Right.
I mean, this guy, you don't have to like Vince Russo's booking, but the guy, I never fell asleep during a Vince Russo book show because there was always something going on. Always something. You just didn't know what was going to happen. And we just, we don't have that anymore.
I think Cornette still knows what he's talking about. I was never the biggest fan of him, but he still knows how to write a wrestling show. If you listen to
He
him, he
definitely
knows.
has legit points at times, but other times I do think like some of his stuff is a little outdated. Like even stuff they were doing in the 90s he didn't like. So I don't know. I don't know what I
Well,
think about Jim
he
Cornette.
likes it to be as real as possible, and
Yeah.
I agree with that on
Yep.
that front.
Mm-hmm.
But believe me, there's plenty of things about him I don't agree with politically.
But it's so weird though. Like when he was booking, and maybe he wasn't the head guy, which could be, but like the mid 90s, that was just trash. Like Mantar and you know what I mean? Like that was
Right.
like his kind of era. He might have not been the head booker. That could have been Bruce Pritchard all the way, but I don't know. But all right, enough with AEW. Enough with the wannabe wrestling promotion. Slammiversary. Who do you have any? Do you think there's going to be any surprise that we're talking about like last year's, where like we got EC3, at least we got Eric Young. We got the Good Brothers. I know you mentioned them earlier, but do you think Impact could get anybody that would have us talking like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming?
Oh man, that's tough. I think I think I got to go through the names one more time. Let me see. Why don't you start? Because I got to go through these names one more time.
Yeah, I mean the Hail Mary pass would have to be Daniel Bryan. That's a very slim chance. And it's fine if he doesn't show up. I'm not expecting like him, but I mean, there's not a lot of guys out there. Braun Strowman's commanding too much money. I don't even know if he'll be ready by the time Slammiversary kicks around either. I mean, Buddy Murphy, yeah, the guy's he looks like a solid worker, but there's not enough to make you pop, to get you to pop. I just, any of the New Japan, like really big New Japan guys, I don't even think would do it for me. Oh man, I hate to say it. I don't think there is a guy after Joe re-signed with NXT.
Yeah, I can't think of one that would make me surprised unless it was Daniel Bryan, but I don't think there's a snowball's chance in hell it's him. So
You know what though? You mentioned him earlier, Kurt Angle. Isn't he's still a free agent, isn't he?
Yeah, but what's he gonna do at this point?
Yeah, I know. That'd still be cool though.
It would be cool, but here's another thing. Let me just bash AEW one more time, real quick.
Okay.
They sign these guys. They have great managers, right? Who have become utterly useless. Jake Roberts is useless. They bring in the Big Show, and they fool us thinking he's going to be in the ring. He's an announcer. Why in the world would you pay the Big Show a ton of money to come in and announce? Who's tuning in to see him announce?
They're blowing money like it's water, man.
Then they did it with Mark Henry. The same thing. He's coming in to be an announcer.
Money like water, and did you hear? They're actually in debt right now.
Yeah, I heard
their
that.
video game division,
Right.
which could, I mean, that could obviously, pay dividends down the road, and I'm sure that's what they're thinking. But the fact that they just sign these guys, they don't have a purpose. How can you just sign these guys and not have a writer? That
Terrible.
just baffles me. Like, Tony Khan's not a writer. He's not a booker. The guy dressed up as Orange Cassidy the other day. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What an idiot.
He was on Impact recently too, I think. I don't know what he cut a promo or something. I don't know. But man, and they totally dropped the ball with not doing a legit crossover. Like they have what, 4 shows? They could have easily fit one show just to do crossover stuff, and they don't.
I told you guys when we had that show, that nothing was going to come of it. I told you, anytime you ever think anything good is going to happen, it's not.
It just doesn't.
I guess Braun Strowman would probably be maybe a big shot.
He would be big, but I think he's got a 90-day. He's got 90 days.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's the last one, but the word on the street,
maybe,
I don't know.
Okay, here's one who's not a crazy name, but good possibility. Enzo could show up.
I would like that. That guy actually has good mic skills, and yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I really wouldn't. I know some fans, they don't like him, but man, whatever. You need something. He at least makes me like want to see what he does next. You know what I mean? There's not many guys that do that. EC3, man, what a terrible waste of time going to Ring of Honor. Like, why?
Complete waste.
Why would you go to Ring of Honor? You don't fit there. I don't even know what he's doing in Ring of Honor.
I don't think he knows what he's doing. How about this one? How about if Michael Elgin returned?
I would like that. I don't think it would be like a huge name, but I think for Impact, I think that would be, I think that would create a little bit of buzz. I wouldn't mind that.
The other one that got recently released, the Velveteen Dream, who I don't really care about the guy.
Apparently he was getting rave reviews, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Leo Rush retired. So did
Yeah.
ACH. Two head cases retired. So I'm okay with that. Whatever.
Yep. Don't care about either one of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I mean, I really can't think of anyone.
Like, okay. I mean, you remember how good, like, Slammiversary, we got the Machine Guns, we got the Good Brothers, we got Eric
Yeah.
Young, we got EC3. And we did have James Storm return this year. I guess that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But gosh, I mean, yeah, Enzo would be nice because you got W Morrissey there, which was
I mean,
pretty.
they got to have something happen because it is their biggest pay per view. So
I'm
someone's
sure they have some type of ace up their sleeve, right? Right.
got
And
to.
not just Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green's a given. She's a given, but I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, like you said, you looked through everything and you couldn't find them.
I'm looking at. I can't find
mean,
anybody of interest.
I mean, unless they really brought a guy like Mr. Anderson.
That's not going to turn any heads anymore.
Not anymore, no.
It's
But
just
still,
not the same guy. I would
but
like
he would
it.
at least cut a good promo.
Here's what I think they should do, and they're never going to do because they'll never do anything that is a good idea. We've mentioned this guy so far tonight. We just mentioned him. Who's the biggest hater of AEW right now besides me?
Oh,
We just mentioned him.
Jim Cornette.
Yes, Jim Cornette. What if you had him come out at Impact?
Never. He'll never do it.
And
his last opportunity was when Jeff Jarrett was running.
I know he would never do it. I know he'd never do it because I listened to his show. And he after they had Wrestle House, he would never ever appear on the show.
Yep.
But that would be a legit thing if Tony Khan came out to cut a promo and Cornette showed up and really said, you know what, your company is fucking a joke. You got Jungle Boy in them, just completely bashing them, and says he's representing professional wrestling now. He's with Impact. Just something like that. That would be interesting because it would feel real.
Yeah, I totally agree. But that's the problem with this. A lot of these wrestlers today, they're not willing to put their feelings aside for what's best for business.
Correct.
They would do that back in the day.
I'm not working with him. He's mean.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
That's
exactly what it is. They won't do it.
That would make for tremendous. I would tune in to see Cornette come out and cut a promo on Tony Khan. I would tune in.
They won't freaking do it.
No, they would never do it. And I don't know that Cornette would do it at this point, but maybe he would. Maybe.
Yeah, if he could get one more solid payday, he might do it. Not saying he'd get a big payday, but he might.
You know what? Even one. Well, let's go one below him. Get Dixie Carter to come out. Say, you've turned my company into a joke, and I'm taking it back.
Well, I really honestly hope they still have that TNA. I really hope they have that TNA. They're going to do that TNA thing again once fans come back because we were kind of robbed. We were really robbed, actually. That would have been a fun pay-per-view. We were so looking forward to that.
It would have. However, I wanted them to go back to TNA, and I wanted them to keep that belt around that Moose had. But you know what? That TNA doesn't deserve what Impact is doing right now. That TNA should be locked away for what it was. a tremendous. It should not be associated with what's going on now.
They were gonna. I mean, the whole rumor was they were gonna have that hour show. They were gonna bring it back, and
well, I don't know.
Speaking of which, there was one rumor I heard, something about Impact was going to change. They were going to change the format of the show. Did you hear that? Did you hear something about they were going to they're basically dropping all the comedy stuff and going to New Japan style. But I don't know. I don't know if there's any legit
New Japan style or bringing in all New Japan guys and letting them beat everybody.
Probably both.
Because that's what they've done. And I don't know any of these guys. Beating everybody.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. At least with Impact, there's a lot of crap that you see, but at least they at least give some effort as far as not making everything a joke like AEW does.
I guess.
That's how far this has fallen, by the way.
I know.
That's how far this is. We have to look for like little things that we do like. And
it's all comedy now. Everything is comedy.
All right, let's go. Let's talk about some of the feuds that are happening right now that are kind of going into Slammiversary. So we got Sami Callihan versus Kenny Omega. You think Sammy's winning?
I do. I mean, I don't see how long Omega. I thought Moose would beat him, and I thought this match would be Moose and Callihan, but I don't. I really think unless this match changes, unless there's a third guy added, but it's not going to be Moose. So at this point, I would say Callahan's going to win.
Wow.
Just because I think the title has to come back to Impact.
Yeah, it does at some point, but there's also Bound for Glory. They could wait till.
That's true.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, like I said, Callihan, you can't just have the guy lose all the time if you're building him up to take the title away. That's the only problem. I don't have anything against Callihan, but at the same time, you can't just throw him out there like, oh, you know, he was a world champion before, but there was no real build.
Right.
Like he lost to Trey Miguel.
He lost to Tessa Blanchard.
That too.
He lost to Ken Shamrock.
Yeah.
He loses to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. But now he'll beat the champ. The fucking champ. I hate even calling him that, but
yeah. How many times has he defended it? Well, he has defended it against Moose, I guess, but I don't know. Moose was the guy to put the strap on. There was just there was no other option. The clear as day option was Moose, and they didn't do it.
Agreed.
I don't know. Just disappointing. And then what do we have after that? We got Chris Sabin versus Moose. That's going to be a match.
Yeah, randomly, yes. Chris Sabin is fighting Moose. Who cares?
Who's still kind of trotting out the machine gun stuff. So that doesn't make any sense to me. It's just like they don't know what to do with Moose. I don't understand how long do you have to wait? How long do the fans have to wait before this guy wins it? Like he's the biggest world champion. He's got the look. Like what else do you need to do?
Couldn't tell you.
Like, I mean, come on.
It's ridiculous that the title is not on him yet is completely ridiculous. It just makes no sense.
We have Ultimate X returning, right?
We do.
Those are always fun matches, but I still think Josh Alexander wins. Okay, now there's a guy who they're actually building up.
They are, because
he could be a guy.
Scott D'Amore's kid, but yeah, it's his little protege. But yeah,
which well deserved, by the way. If you listen to the Heelcast a couple of years ago, I was touting him, and Impact finally signed him. But is he a guy that you could possibly build around going forward if he had the right dance partner? He's not. I don't know if he can carry the feud. Like he's like a Benoit / Bret Hart kind of guy. You know,
maybe more Benoit than Bret Hart.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't. He needs to take the next step instead of fighting guys who are half his size. He's not a cruiserweight by any means.
No.
Like overall, I think this is a good match because you have a bunch of guys like
talented.
Really, yeah, you got some good guys, and really any of them could win the match if you go through the names. Alexander, Trey Miguel could win this match.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, I could see them finally putting the strap on him. He kind of deserves at least
Ace
some.
Austin probably won't win, but he could. Chris Bay, he has been X Division champ. Rohit's been X Division champ, and then Petey. Maybe they give him one more run. Who knows? Anybody could win this match. So I like
That's
matches
what
where
I'm kind of looking forward to, some unpredictability. Unlike the last AEW pay-per-view where it seemed pretty predictable, except for Jungle Boy winning.
call me crazy, but I think Petey's going to win.
Wow. Wow.
And I'll tell you why. He's growing his hair back.
He's going back to the old 2000 PD. I like it.
I think he's going back for the look. He wants that look when he wins the title back.
Gosh. What now? Who is Rhino and Ellering, or not Ellering? God, Doring fighting. Who are they gonna feud against?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't think there's been any build for anything yet.
I mean, they were kind of just doing these multi-man matches for the last few weeks, but
with this X Division match, like, I know we talked about it before the show, but don't you think these 6 guys have fought each other about 1,000 times?
Well, they have. I don't mind it though. Like, I think TJP's been really good this year. Like,
he's not even in the match.
Oh, he's with Falaba again, isn't he?
He's not even in the match.
They put him back with Falaba. I think
is one of the guys that have been obviously fighting the same guys for months. So I'm surprised he's not in the match, but he's not in the match.
Well, he's wrestling Davey Richards in MLW. I did see that.
That is cool.
I really wish Impact would have got Richards back, but
MLW is going to be better than Impact pretty quickly.
Well, they haven't debuted yet, have they?
Not yet.
Okay.
But they have a legit champ, Fatu.
Okay, yeah.
Got a nice tag team, LA Park and his son. La Parka and his son.
Yeah. I do
tag champs. And their I guess considered TV title would be Alex Hammerstone. Have you seen this guy?
Yes. I've seen him.
Pretty good looking guy.
He's got a good look. Yep. He's got a really good look.
And they have the Von Erich brothers who have good looks. I mean, they have some guys in this who they have Savio Vega. Does that mean anything to you?
Oh gosh. Oh man.
They just signed Davey Richards and they got TJP. It's not bad. It's coming together a little bit. And they have Conan and they have Colonel Parker.
Colonel Parker?
Yeah.
Wait, Colonel Parker. Why does that sound familiar?
Remember he was feuding with Sherry Martel?
Colonel Parker.
He managed
Sherry. Wait, that Colonel Parker?
Yeah, the guy who looked 80 back then.
Yes. Yeah, he was with like Bunkhouse Buck and oh my gosh.
He was who was he managing back then when they were feuding with the Harlem Heat?
Oh, this is gonna kill me because he was actually in one of the WWE video games not long ago as a manager. Oh, did he ever manage the Hollywood Blondes?
Maybe is that who it was? Man, who was?
I know he was with Terry Funk and Bunkhouse Buck at some point.
Oh, I think it was the French Canadians.
Oh, he managed them too?
I think that's who was fighting Harlem Heat when he was feuding with them. I think it was the two of them.
Who was Ring of Honor's world champion for a little bit.
PCO.
Yep.
And Jacques Rougeau.
Yes.
Two of them. I think they were at PCO. God, this guy's been around for fucking ever.
Yes, he has.
A maniac. But yeah, Colonel Park, he looked old back then.
Yeah, he did.
And he's
That's why when you said that, I was like, wow.
Yeah, he's in MLW.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And they have Conan and Kevin Von Erich manages the Von Erich brothers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm surprised Impact didn't sign them. Like they were kind of green, but you could tell there was potential there. They're freaking.
Yeah, I agree. They look great. So
they're Von Erichs for Pete's
I'm
sake.
interested to see what MLW has in store. So
yeah, when they come on, and they seem at least to know what they're doing in terms of booking. So,
and
they also got one of the vaudevillains too.
They had a great stable before COVID and before MJF left for AEW. MJF was in a stable with Hammerstone and this guy Richard Holiday. Have you seen that guy?
No, I haven't seen Richard Holiday.
Great build. He has his little thing is he wears AirPods. Like he's like a professional. He's always on the phone and shit. Like got a good little thing, and he has a great look. Good looking guy with a big build. And he had him, MJF, and Hammerstone. That's a solid trio.
Yeah, I remember when MJF was working both for a while.
Yeah.
Then he had to choose one.
They seem to want to be professional wrestling, so I'll give them a shot.
What's your take on NWA?
I think, man, what take could you really have?
Trevor Murdoch?
I like no. I like they have one tag team I like. What's his Jax Dane and his partner. He's
Crimson?
Yeah.
Is he still with Crimson?
No, he's not with Crimson. He's with some other guy now. Crimson's a free agent. Maybe he'll come back.
I thought I saw Crimson on NWA.
Oh, maybe it's partners. Unless Crimson looks entirely different.
I know they got JTG and Darren Young. Was that his name? Darren Young?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He goes by Rosier now or something. Yeah.
Let's see, Jax Dane.
Rosier.
He's with NWA. I don't know. He's tagging with somebody. I don't know who. I don't think it's Crimson though.
I saw Crimson. I thought I saw Crimson on NWA.
Oh, you're right. Crimson is on NWA. You're right.
Okay. They also have.
I don't think he's with Jax Dane, but he's fighting
Tyrus and the Pope. So it's like
know what? They're not. Then they're kind of. I don't know. They're not that bad then.
Yeah, but come on, Trevor Murdoch, really?
But it's. I mean, Jungle Boy, really?
No, you're right. There's
Trevor Murdoch would
wipe
the floor. He'd mop the floor with Jungle Boy.
Yeah, he would. Gosh.
I'll take Murdoch.
Oh, man, freaking Trevor Murdoch. You know what, though? In all honesty, I'm happy Trevor Murdoch at least is still wrestling and doing what he loves. So I got no hate there.
Me neither. You know what?
Magnus
needs to
lose the freaking title, though.
Well, I like him though. I think he's a good look. But
for 2 years.
I know it's crazy, but then he went through a pandemic with it. So
true.
Before we wrap up and reach your hot corner, let me ask you one question. Let's go through these major companies. Let's call it 4 of them, and really, there's really only 2 major companies, but let's call it 4 of them. Let's say NWA, Impact, AEW, and WWE. Let's talk about the main event guys right now in all the companies. Who's fighting for the title in every company right now? And is it believable to you? Let's start with AEW, Omega and Jungle Boy. Stupid? Can we agree it's stupid?
Stupid.
Okay. Let's go on to NWA. Magnus and Murdoch. I think we can both agree that's stupid.
Stupid.
Impact, Callahan and Omega. Sorry, I got to vote stupid.
Yeah, well, in terms of how they're booking Callahan and then he's all of a sudden number 1 contender, yeah, stupid.
Well, that's what I mean. If he was booked like he should be,
yeah,
I wouldn't think it was so stupid, but it's stupid.
Omega is booked better on Impact, correct? I mean, I'm not just, or is he still stupid like in AEW?
No, he's a joke. He's a clown. He's a comedy guy. He's comedy. Him and Callis are supposed to be funny, and they're not funny. Oh God, I hate them. Anyway, WWE. I don't even know who's feuding with Roman Reigns. Do you?
He's feuding with. I know who it is. It was one of the New Day, right? He was feuding with one of the New Day guys. Was he feuding with Big E for a little bit, and then he's with Jimmy Uso, right? He's with Uso now.
Yeah, I think the other Uso came back or something. But to me, out of all the guys we just named, I have to say that I think only one of the names of all of them, maybe two, is a legitimate champion and a legitimate threat as a heavyweight champion.
Well, yeah. I mean, they got Bobby Lashley too. I mean, he's
that's true.
Legit.
Okay, so we'll give him two.
But then again, that feud's just been going on forever with him and Drew McIntyre. Like,
it's over now. He beat him.
Yeah,
it's over now.
Yeah,
but okay, let's throw Lashley in there. Then I think there's three names on that entire list we just named of the top guys fighting for titles that are legitimate. You take them legitimately as a heavyweight champion threat.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Do we agree on the three guys?
Yeah, that are like legit. Yeah.
Who are the three?
Well, you said Magnus, Roman Reigns, and Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, I think it's the three of them. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else on that list could pass as a heavyweight champion.
I mean,
in any other company rather than the one that they're in.
Well, you keep giving us the Omega, YouTube clips of him in Japan, so it's just like, wow, that's embarrassing.
Man, the guy runs from Jungle Boy. He's fought in a thong. He's fought a blow-up doll. He's grabbed penises. This is not a mainstream heavyweight champion at all.
I agree.
He's a clown, a comic book nerd, a guy who doesn't know how to cut a promo. He stinks. He straight up stinks. Listen, Pearls, you love wrestling, do you not?
Yes.
If he interested you, you'd watch the show.
Yeah.
He doesn't interest you.
It doesn't.
Call it what it is,
dude. I've been more into I'll just watch the Bucks. I'll even watch freaking, I'll watch the Nuggets and Suns over Impact at this point. I mean, it's embarrassing, and it's embarrassing on all fronts. Though I'm not into any wrestling,
right? Because
I'm not still. Even Magnus doesn't make me tune in either, though.
No, me neither. But
I'm not going to pay $5.
He's not mainstream, so really the only ones we should be talking about are AEW and WWE,
and
because the other ones are not giving you an opportunity to really watch them.
Yeah, but WWE doesn't make me tune in either, though. That's the sad thing.
No, me neither. But I would consider Roman Reigns a legitimate man.
But WWE's issues are different than the others. WWE's got more issues with bad. They're just stale. You know what I mean? They're really stale, and they got good wrestlers, but they're another one.
I think if they got out of the PG, I think they could possibly.
No, their problem is they have too much. It's just too much. They have too many pay-per-views. Their Raws are too long.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is WWE too. They have embarrassing segments. They've always had. Their comedy is terrible too when they try to do it. And they did some crap with Alexa Bliss lately that I heard.
Yeah.
Embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't do every segment on AEW is comedy. Every single one. You can't find me a serious angle.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Jericho
they don't.
And MJF is not. It's funny. It's comedy. It's not serious. Do
you
really believe? Here's the thing. Do you really believe they hate each other?
No.
That's the difference.
They had a freaking sing-off, or they had a singing.
Right.
I mean, that was jumping the shark if I've ever seen one.
As bad as much as Callahan has looked like a loser, he really makes you kind of believe that he's an asshole who really kind of wants to beat Omega's ass. He could make you believe it.
Yes, Callahan. Like I said, I got nothing wrong with Callahan. I just didn't like how he's been. Like, they should have, if they were going to put the strap on him, they should have been building him up for the last 6 months at least.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he should not just come out of nowhere and win.
Right. You can't just take these guys who lose to Trey Miguel and you're heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
You're in the title. No, man. We need angles. We need build up for months.
Moose should have been the guy. There's just Impact had a prime opportunity to put the strap on Moose
multiple times. Multiple.
Multiple. Yeah, he's already built. Like, you don't need to do anymore. He's ready. He's
just a grown man. That's the guy who could get in the ring with Roman Reigns tomorrow. I
mean, W. Morrissey could freaking win the strap tomorrow.
Agreed.
Eric Young you could throw him back in there. I think.
Yeah, more so W. Morrissey. I agree.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, Eric Young makes you believe his stuff, though.
Sure.
Freaking Joe Doring. I mean, I'm glad he's got some gold at least, but
Yeah, but he's not a heavyweight guy yet because you can't be in the background of a group and be the heavyweight guy.
well, right. Has he even said a word? I don't even know if he's.
Nothing. Never heard him talk.
Yeah. He gives those great facial expressions though.
Right.
Those
Right.
are great.
Tremendous.
Those are great. So
So to recap, AEW sucks. I think that's it.
yeah, pretty much. WWE doesn't. It's just too watered down.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a WWE fan. I hate it.
No,
So I'm not gonna act like I
NWA is
like.
pushing Trevor Murdoch in 2021.
Yeah, I don't like them, but right now, I'm gonna tune into. I'm interested. Slammiversary, the 3 matches announced right now are decent.
They're good.
Even
They're
though
good.
Moose should not be fighting Chris Sabin. He should be with the title around his waist. But
no disrespect to Chris Sabin either, by the way.
No, not at all. He should be in a tag team match
though. No disrespect to. I mean that Ultimate X is going to be really fun because you don't know who's going to win.
I agree. I would put my money on Alexander, but
I'm actually not. I'm actually kind of looking forward to W. Morrissey versus Swan if that's the route they go.
W. Morrissey's not going to lose.
No, he's not. No way. All right. Well, let's get to the Hurl's Hot Corner, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. You mentioned it. I thought it was a pretty good idea. Give me your top 3 TNA theme songs of all time.
TNA, okay. So they got to be TNA.
Well, you could go Impact if you really want to too, but
no. No, I meant the other like WCW or nothing like that. We're solely on TNA.
Okay. That's fine.
No, it's your hot.
No, let's go TNA. Let's just do TNA.
Okay. Should I give you what I think are the 3 best or my personal favorites?
Personal favorites.
Oh man. Okay. Okay, hold on. This is going to take me a minute. So if you have yours lined up, maybe you should go.
All right. My personal favorites from TNA. One, The Beautiful People.
Love it.
They had iconic music.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just great. 2, Main Event Mafia.
Sure.
3, this is kind of an odd one, but I really enjoyed Jeff Hardy's first song in TNA, Modest to the Top.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot.
But there's a lot of other ones that I didn't say.
There's so many good ones.
So many. Made it. Yep.
I'll throw my 3, but I know I'm going to leave something out and look later and say I should have mentioned that. But I think Jeff Jarrett's original theme is tremendous.
Yes.
So good. My World.
Yep.
I think his is probably maybe the best theme of all time.
Oh man.
And then here's one that's maybe different, but I like the Abyss's theme.
That was good. It just
had that
fit the character.
Yeah,
fit the character perfectly.
And then third, everyone's gonna say AJ Styles was
probably good. Get Ready to Fly. Yep.
Probably up there, but I know I'm leaving something out, but I really liked I like the Aces and Eights music a lot.
Oh yeah, that was good. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah,
that was good. That was good.
But Abyss has. Oh, you know who else was good? Monty Brown had a good one too.
Yes, he did. It was like a Disturbed, Down with the Sickness kind of retooling a little bit, but
his was good. There was so many good ones, man. So many. Oh,
I mean the Motor City Machine Guns.
Yeah, no, Motor City. That one was great, but wait, I just thought of maybe the best one of all time. And we mentioned him on the show. I think R-Truth might have the best one of all time.
You know, he took that one to WWE. Even like the beat behind it.
That was his song.
Yep.
Oh, I just thought of one.
Yeah.
3 live crew still getting rowdy.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember
Oh,
that.
you didn't know? With the 3
Yeah.
LK.
Oh gosh. Conan throwing the shoe.
Beware, coming for you.
I remember that.
They had some good. Who wrote? I think Jimmy Hart wrote a lot of these.
He did. He did. He wrote some of them in the beginning. Um, Bobby Roode, he had a great theme
Yep.
when he was on
Yep.
top. James Storm, I mean, he's, Beer Money, the tag team had a great one.
Beer money.
Money.
That's a
Bring
good
your
one.
alcohol, cause when the chips fall
Moose
down.
Moose had a good theme too. His first theme.
Yes, yes. When he was a face.
Moose.
Yep.
Moose.
Moose. I
But
like
I'd
his new
say
one. His new one's good too, but
to me, AJ and Jeff Jarrett's probably stand out as the two that were probably like the most known, maybe.
I liked when Decay came out to Marilyn Manson. That was cool.
Beautiful People was a good one too.
Yeah.
You got a good one there. That was good.
But they came out to the Nobodies.
Did they?
When they first came out, yeah. Yep. That was good. Man, TNA had a lot of great themes.
So many good ones.
Yep.
I like
Samoa Joe's was good.
Samoa Joe's
was
great.
Good.
Samoa Joe's was great.
Angry
I like
Sailor music.
I like the
That's
the
what we
band. I
call it.
like the band's theme too.
Oh, yeah, of course you did. That was just the instrumental of the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. Hogan's
yeah, they were
good
able
too.
to use that.
Hogan's was like a little remix of the NWO.
Yep. And he did Immortal and
how about
good stuff.
how about Sharky's theme when he was
Stone Which
Cold?
One? Oh,
Stone Cold.
Yeah. His first one was funny too, just like a play on the Jaws theme.
So good, man. See, like that's how you make a comedy character. That's a great comedy character.
Him and D-Ray 3000 on the
so good.
Universal
From the Deep Blue Sea.
when they wrote Jaws. Yeah,
so good.
I interviewed D-Ray 3000. I actually asked him about that. He said it was a blast to shoot those segments in Universal.
Man, so many good TNA last good era of wrestling. I miss
good
it.
Stuff.
I miss it.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I know. Days gone by of better days.
The
better
years
times.
go by. Yeah.
Gosh.
Years go by so quick.
It's crazy. Yeah, they do. And now we're stuck in this hellhole.
Yep.
No, it's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. Yeah.
So wrestling as we knew it is
never. Yeah,
it'll never come back.
You'll
never have
somebody
larger than life characters again.
It's just it take you know what it's going to take. It's just going to take somebody like me or you to have money and be able to put it put it up there.
Not Tony Khan, somebody who has a wrestling mind, not just some guy with his father's money.
Well, the problem is he teamed up with the wrong people.
Yeah, exactly.
Teamed up with the ones that are just going to cater to that.
Jericho's
crap.
An idiot too now. So.
Yeah, well, he went where the money went. He'll do anything for the money.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. Well, we do have Slammiversary coming up, and at least there's some intrigue there. So.
Sure.
Yep. So I am looking forward to that.
We'll have to check in before that and.
We'll do our prediction show for that for sure.
Yeah.
There is. Definitely. Is there another? We're done with the one night onlys, right? It's just.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so. I think we're like 3 weeks from Slammiversary. So.
Is it? It's the weekend after 4th of July, correct?
Is it? I think it's the weekend after that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, it's the 18th.
Let me see. I thought it was the 18th. Let's see. It is on 17th. It's on a Saturday. So.
Oh, they're going back to Saturday now.
Yeah. So that's cool.
That's weird. Okay, I'll take that.
I will be watching it. I'll tell you that.
Nice. Good. I'm liking that it's on a Saturday. So that is cool. All right, everybody. We hope you enjoyed it. We will be back hopefully next week. We've been pretty consistent lately, so I don't see why we can't make another show happen. So All right. We'll see you.